Good evening, traders. So another amazing day we had in the room today. Definitely killed it. And we started these market recaps about last week, and since then, we've been consistently crushing the market, and I've been providing evidence to do so. Okay, so these market recaps, for those that are watching it for the first time, the whole purpose is to basically go over what we did, how we did it, and basically go over our strategy, what's to come moving forward here. Okay, so before I start, I want to pretty much go over what happened today, from the beginning, from the top down. Okay, so pretty much into today, we had a bunch of plays and we only had calls. Okay, so pretty much the day was all about the CPI report that came in extremely bullish, very extreme bullish. If you guys look at the numbers on Forex Factory, you see here that the expectation was year over year inflation comes at 0.3%, came in at 0.2, and the month over month it was zero when the expectations was 0.1%. Okay, so what this led to was pretty much techs across the board just all started to rip, primarily in the semiconductors and banks as well. So banks were flying. Okay, I didn't manage to get any bank trades in, but still, got some nice plays in the tech side of things. And you see the high beta stocks. So what I mean by beta, if you guys are familiar with the capital asset pricing model, the beta of basically stocks that go how well they correspond with the market. So Tesla is a high beta one because it has a high degree of risk. Just from theory out there, just throwing it out there. But Tesla had an amazing move. You see all these other semiconductors moving as well. Okay, there's also strength in semiconductors because of the news with regards to China in terms of the the bilateral trade improvement relations that is speculated to happen during Xi's China's president in San Francisco, that is happening tomorrow. Okay, so you got two good stories. One is specifically for the semiconductors, while the other one is all about the overall inflation. Okay, so we knew that risky stocks, volatile stocks, were going to be bought out like crazy. Okay, so besides all of that, you can pretty much see all my trades in my winner circle here. We ended off the day with this amount of money as a key winner. We're swinging a couple of trades here as well. Okay, now the thing I want to talk about here as well is, even though I made that much profit, I did a unique technique today, right? Where I had a lot of swings overnight. Okay, so the swings that I was holding overnight pretty much was let me see. Okay, yeah. So the swings I had so these three I had. We sold Snow right off the bat. Took those profits. I sold Nvidia, Meta. So I sold all three of these. I actually sold Meta at break even. I sold Nvidia. That was like up 5%, and I also had Eli Lilly calls that I sold at a loss. Okay, but I still ended up with the week with a lot of profits. Okay, so you see here, I got that loss over here. Pretty much it was down 20%, but I had a very large position in this because I averaged down from last week, and so forth. It was green at one point, so whatever, right? But the reason why I sold this is because we knew that Tex was ripping, right? This stock was Eli Lilly wasn't moving much. It wasn't interesting. It was actually down 80% at open, and then I had an opportunity to get out. So I knew because of the CPI report, where the money was going to go. It was going to go straight into Tex, and it's likely that Eli Lilly, pretty much either holds, burns premiums, or pretty much craters, right? So when I seen that, okay, I have a opportunity to get out, I took it. Okay, because I would rather take this capital and put it somewhere else where the market's actually ripping, rather than just look at this waiting for paint to dry, hoping that it goes green. Okay, so that's one thing about trading. you know, when you're in a play and you see the market moving other places, the opportunity cost of missing out on a trade is massive. So you want to make sure that you understand that, right? If I had held this, I would have probably lost more money on this trade, because you can see that Eli Lilly didn't do well today. It was pretty much just basing and burning premium. Okay, so this was very far to the money, and I had to take it out. Okay, but you know, last week we ripped out Eli Lilly, and this was pretty much a roll up. So you know, whatever the case is, we still took the profits, and we still ended up with a net positive situation. But I want to really outline this, because you do, even though if you see red on the trade, you don't always have to wait for it. Take that capital, put it to something that you know, because let's just say if, you know, I see here that the market value is $6,800. If I put that money into something else like that's moving, like SMCI or whatever the case is, that play, that 6,800 would quadruple that, and that pretty much would cover the loss plus give me more money. Okay, so as long as you understand that opportunity, you will know exactly what to do going forward. So that's lesson number one. Besides all of the key winners here, I gave amazing swings for small accounts as well. So we have a channel dedicated for small accounts. We look for those cheap plays that you can buy for under $100 or within $100. So yesterday we called out the Snow 170 calls. You guys already know that went up 200%, right? And 200 to 300%. We had the SPY for 20 calls. Those actually went to $6-7. So you know, massive winner in the small account channel for the trades that we called out. So great opportunity. Sometimes I actually, you know, copy those trades for the small accounts in the free Discord. So if you guys, you know, are not in my mentorship program, you at least need to be in my free Discord, because I give a lot of great information in that channel as well. So very important, okay, to check that out. So besides all of that, all my plays, we killed it. And I got a couple of swings, which I will share another time when I sell them. And at the end of the week, I'll tell you guys if it's a loss or not. But, you know, you guys probably saw it in my trade log there. But I want to keep that a secret, okay? So besides all of that, the room did amazing here. You can see there's a lot of selling that we did. And if you guys look at my winner circle once again, you can see all of the success that we have here, okay? Now, besides all of that, now that we got over the small little details, what is happening next, okay? So on my SPX chart here, this is my overview of the entire week. We had an estimated range at around 44.70, okay? So estimated range was above 44.70. We broke through that, okay? Because the news was that bullish, right? These weekly ranges, you know, is just to give us an idea or imagination of where the market range is going to be. And because in my market sentiment report, I talked about, you know, the key ranges, you know, we know that the market's going to trend once it breaks above this 44.70, because the premiums are reaching that exponential point where they just start to fly. So 44.70, I mentioned that SPX can go to 45.20, okay? We are very close to actually hitting that. We're just 10 points off from that mark, okay? I had SPX 45.20 calls that expired for tomorrow, decide to sell, even though we have PPI news. And the reason for that is one of our analysts also mentioned that the JP Morgan basically call had the extreme point at 45.15. Now, I personally believe that it was a good sell for now, because even though SPX is bullish, it can pretty much maintain its range, you know, pretty much pin at around a specific level and whatnot, okay, while it burns premiums. And the premiums for today, they're all very expensive, because when you have a move like where SPX moves 85 points, you're gonna see the market charge you a lot for these premiums. Okay, so they're pretty expensive, and what this does, invites call sellers, and basically people start to write more contracts because they're expensive. Okay, now that does not mean that you can't make money off calls this week. You definitely could, because what I did instead is I swung the semiconductor stocks. Okay, so we're swinging LRCX and SMCI, okay, because we anticipate that Biden is going to have a conversation, and we may get some news alongside this, right? We've seen SMCI break through my weekly high, and we see that LRCX is just getting started, where it closed at my level 1 bullish area. LRCX can see 720. Okay, so even though SPX can pin, right, we can see money rotate out of banks, because look at this. Banks had amazing day today, where you see, Morgan Stanley, all of this. They can move money here to here, and then pretty much make everything stable, which will cause SPX not to move. Okay, I can be wrong, but that's my theory behind it. Okay, because the premiums are reaching their extreme point, they're getting too expensive. And even though if I'm wrong about SPX, but it still moves higher, great. I have a lot of calls that I will like to also take on that as well. So that's my analysis. My prediction is that money's going to be rotating, but we're still in a bullish market, because remember what I said, we hit my my market sentiment. We hit the extreme trend, and the market, I think, is going to keep trending. The CPI news, I knew for a fact, wasn't going to get sold off. They weren't going to sell that news. Once the premiums reach my trending level, that's one thing great about my model, is you always know the market is going to trend, so you don't have to worry about that. There was small pullbacks here and there, but we knew only focus on the calls. We didn't play any puts whatsoever, and we pretty much stayed away from that. Okay. Besides all that in the room, tons of great trades as well. A lot of people called out. There's people that called out Broadcom, Tesla, all of that. Jax, congratulations to him. He's actually today's winner for Broadcom, Tesla, and all of that. So he made over 300-400% on each trade. So congrats to him. Okay. Now Tesla here prediction. The weekly high estimate range right now is 240. It's still looking pretty strong into today. So let's see if there's any update with China and US trade relations that could probably take this near my level 4, which is 245, and possibly even 250 if it does break out. Okay, their earnings were bad, but the stock is still strong. NVIDIA here, it's having a very hard time to get above 500 for now. That's going to be a very strong resistance. Okay, so I do like NVIDIA as a stock overall, but it's starting to get very hard to play as an option, because if this does break above 500 with force, it can see a possibility of another 17-point upside to our next inflection point. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Meta, I had calls on this as well, but I wanted to allocate the money elsewhere where it's available. So our estimated high is around 340 on this as well. Okay, and Eli Lilly we're avoiding for now. We're focusing where the money is. BA has an opportunity this week as well too. This stock actually made 4,000 on this, 4,000 some change on the first day on Monday, and that was because of the news of the 737 jets. I'm not in it at this time, but other people took that trade idea as well, in case if we see more news on that regard here. Okay, so overall market is bullish. There will be minor pullbacks here and there, but the trend is to the upside. So don't get silly and try to buy puts thinking that you're going to look for the top. You're not. Okay, and we could probably see 45.20 happen very soon. It can grind up there, but most likely they're going to burn the premium on the puts. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this market recap. If you guys watch all my market recaps, we've been killing it. We've been showing you guys everything, my wins, loss, all of that. And every day has been a green day thus far. And I want to keep this consistency, keep making sure I give you guys the education. So like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Tell your friends. And if you guys don't believe this, I let my actions speak louder. I believe actions speak louder than words. So I'll give you guys a 5-day trial into the chat. No questions asked. I don't need your credit card information like most people charge when they do trials. You don't need that. See for yourself, and I swear I would amaze you at how accurate my STX model is. Thanks, guys, for tuning in once again. See you guys in the chat. And like always, let's get that money.